What happens on day 14 on semen retention? Now, you probably been scrolling YouTube, you've been watching these semen retention videos, you probably been watched a couple of them, and you probably heard about the female attraction, the glow, etc. So, you're probably wondering what happens on day 14 of semen retention. Now, if you have never, ever, ever gone on 14 days, have you never, ever gone 14 days without gooning and relapsing, bro, then day 14 will be a life-changing day for you. But me personally, I've gone on day 14 plenty of times in my life, so not a lot of things happen. So it's very hard to make this video because day 14 feels very normal to me. But for someone like you, for someone who relapses constantly, if you go 14 days without watching the sights, without choking the chicken, milking yourself in bed, without being intimate with the woman, then day 14 will be a fucking life-changing day for you, because the best way I could put it is day 0, someone who just fucking relapsed, right, is living on the worst plane of existence. This is like the lowest quality of existence you could live. Day 0, right after you relapse, after you fucking jerked off in bed. Day 14 is a completely different realm of existence, bro. Things start rolling in your life on day 14. Now, in order for me to talk about that, I need to start with what happens through the first week, because day 14, that's 2 weeks. So I gotta give the context before I get to day 14. I gotta talk about the first week and what happens on the first week of semen retention. So let's say you relapse, blah, 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 you make mistakes, whatever. Day 0, you're like, alright, this fucking sucks, but you know what? I'm gonna get back on this journey. I'm gonna stay disciplined this time, right? And what happens is your energy slowly starts to build in the first week, alright? But the problem is, when you relapse, your brain releases all these fucking hormones, and they flood your brain. They're flooding your brain, basically. Your brain releases a shit ton of serotonin, this hormone that makes you feel high and like really happy when you relapse. It also releases dopamine. It releases fucking this one hormone. I forgot the name, but I know it makes you tired. And that's why you feel so sleepy after you relapse. You just want to take a nap. But yeah, that's what happens, and your brain is just completely fucking fried, right? If you ever looked at someone who smokes weed, and if they ever asked you if they're fried, and they're looking at you like this, yo, bro, am I fried, bro? That's what your brain looks like after you relapse, okay? But the good thing is, since you didn't fucking relapse, since you actually made some good decisions in your life, the first week goes by and you're like, oh yeah, it starts feeling a little bit better. You get a little bit of energy. You're not as tired as you were. Your brain fog starts to decrease. And the reason why you even get brain fog is because, like I said, when you relapse, your brain fucking releases a shit ton, a fucking waterfall of hormones throughout your body, bro. And your brain gets fried, so your brain can't think clearly, right? I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for you to understand. So you get brain fog after your brain releases all these hormones. You can't really think too clear. You're not super ambitious. You might be a little bit lazy. You might be sitting around all day on day 0. But what happens is you go a weekend, you start feeling a little bit better. You get a little bit of energy. Your brain starts working again. Okay, by day 3, that brain fog should be close to completely gone, almost completely gone. By day 7, it should be out the fucking window. Right, you should be feeling somewhat decent by day 7. If you're not feeling somewhat decent by then, something's wrong with you, bro. Go to the doctor. Now, day 14. What happens on day 14? I'm on day 14 today. It's April 6, 2025, and I've relapsed, but honestly, I really don't think I'm going to relapse these upcoming days. So I think I'm going to go all the way to day 90, honestly, at this rate. But as of now, it's day 14 for me, and I feel decent, honestly. I have a little bit more life, in my in my world on day 14. Because I relapsed and everything was fucking great. It was all boring and shit. Now, day 14 rolls by. I'm looking forward. I feel a little bit more ambitious. I have more energy to get shit done. And, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I have a little bit more testosterone. At least that's what it feels like. I might not actually, but at least it feels like I have more testosterone drive and shit. And that's what it feels like. You might get a little bit more confidence. Now, me, I'm a confident guy. I'll relapse and I'll still be doing all my shit. I'll still be disciplined, right? But for those of you who've been gooning relentlessly, choking the chicken, making bad decisions, once you get to day 14, you're going to have likely a little bit more confidence, You're going to have less anxiety. And that's because you're a little bit more proud of yourself. You went 2 weeks without gooning. And you'll also... Shit, I lost my train of thought, bro. What was I gonna say? Yeah, you're gonna have more confidence. You're gonna have less social anxiety. You're not gonna be scared of women. The problem is when you watch the fucking sites at home and start gooning, you start looking at women like objects. All right, so when you go out to public, that's why all the fucking chicks are like, "Who's this fucking weirdo? Who's this fucking weirdo right here who goons all day?" They can't tell. But that's the vibe you give off, bro. So day 14, you should start feeling a little bit more calm, a little bit more social, because you're not looking at women as objects, all right? Day 14, also, you're going to get some mental clarity, right? Day 7, I said you're going to get mental clarity. The brain fog is going to be out the window. But day 14, you're going to start really feeling good, and that's because your brain is starting to heal. Your brain is not as fried as it was right after you relapse. So your brain is going to start to heal. Your dopamine receptors are going to start functioning again. You're going to feel a little bit more motivated, a little bit more drive. All right. And you're probably going to stop thinking about women as much, honestly. Right after you relapse, it's very, very difficult for you to get back and be disciplined. It's very difficult for you to start working out again and just doing hard shit. But day 14, I'm telling you, if you've never gone 2 weeks, and you go day 14 without ejaculating, without relapsing, without watching the sites, it's going to be a life-changing day for you. It's like you're going to enter a new realm of existence. That's what it's going to feel like. So yeah, that's all that fucking happens. Honestly, I'm just going to leave it there, but shit, I'm on day 14 right now, and I can say, though, your emotions will be amplified, You'll feel more angry when you're angry. You'll feel more sad when you're sad. Just today I almost got in a fight, bro. It's crazy. I went to this place, and I'm not going to tell you where. It doesn't really matter, but blah, blah, blah. I'm playing basketball, and this guy, he's taking a long time to pick teams, whatever. And someone made me captain, and then the guy, blah, 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 he just pissed me off or whatever. He said some dumb shit. So I fucking, pushed him, bro. I'm like, no. I'm not gonna, I don't want to give you exactly what I was doing, but I just pushed him. I said no, but he kind of backed off a little bit. But yeah, honestly, I shouldn't have pushed him. But the point is, your emotions are so amplified when you get to day 14 that you're just going to do shit impulsively, bro. So, I pushed him. It could have escalated to a fight, honestly. And I feel like I would have won because, bro, I've been training boxing for years. Like 1 to 2 years. I've been training boxing. So I'm actually nice as shit. I have quick hands, bro. I'm actually like that. So yeah, you gotta be careful when you get to day 14, bro. Learn to control your emotions, bro. Don't be like me. Don't go fucking pushing people. Honestly, it wasn't even that serious. It was very trivial matter. It didn't really matter. It was just picking teams in basketball. But you see, you get all fucking ramped up and shit on day 14. You're mad. You're having fucking goons, so you're not all timid and shit. You're a little bit more aggressive, bro. Assertive. That's what's gonna happen on day 14. So, if day 14 is coming up for you, man, look forward to it. I'm telling you, shit starts to happen once you get there. If you haven't gone on day 14, and you're on SEMA retention, you haven't seen shit. Day 14 is where it's at, alright? That's like the very beginning of the benefits, okay? So get to day 14, bro. Come back to this video and let me know if what I said was true. But I'm just gonna leave it right here. I'll see you.